What if I told you that in 2026, there's still a decent chance your child's school is teaching reading in a way that many researchers now consider outdated? Because despite all the headlines about the science of reading and curriculum reform, classrooms across North America still look very different from one to another. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most parents have absolutely no idea what questions to ask. So in this video, I want to walk you through 4 simple questions that can tell you a lot about how your child is actually being taught to read. And this is all without needing a degree in literacy research yourself. Over the last few years, schools have been under enormous pressure to change reading instruction. States banned 3Qing, districts replaced balanced literacy, schools spent millions retaining teachers. But the reality is that change is happening very unevenly. Some classrooms now use highly structured phonics instruction. Others still rely heavily on guessing strategies and leveled readers. And many schools use the language of the science of reading even when classroom instruction hasn't changed very much. So the goal here is not to interrogate teachers. Most teachers are working incredibly hard with the training that they have been given. The goal is to simply help you understand what's happening in your child's classroom, because once you understand that, you can support your child much more effectively. The first question you can ask is, how are the students being taught to figure out unfamiliar words? This is probably the most revealing question to ask, because it tells you whether decoding is the foundation or whether children are still being encouraged to guess words. If you hear things like, they look at the pictures, or they think about what makes sense, or they skip the word and come back, that may suggest some version of 3Qing that is still being used. Now, to be clear, context absolutely matters for comprehension, but beginning readers need to learn to decode accurately through phonics. And this matters because many teachers were trained before recent reading reforms. So some classrooms are still in transition. The next question is, what reading curriculum or program does the school use? This question matters because 2 schools in the same district or even in the same city can teach reading very differently. One school may use structured literacy with explicit phonics instruction. Another may still rely heavily on leveled readers and cueing strategies. And unless you ask directly, you may never know. The important thing isn't memorizing curriculum names. It's understanding the instructional philosophy underneath them. The next question is, what happens if my child struggles with reading? This question tells you whether intervention is proactive or reactive. You want to know, how are reading difficulties identifying? What assessments are being used? What intervention happens? How often? Because vague answers often signal vague systems. And one of the biggest shifts happening right now in literacy education is the move towards identifying reading struggles earlier, instead of waiting for children to fall far behind. And if you've ever wanted to ask your child's school a reading question but weren't sure how to phrase it, comment below, because I think a lot of parents feel nervous about having these conversations. The next question is, what does reading instruction actually look like day to day? And honestly, this might be the most important question of all, because schools can say science of reading on their website while classroom instruction still looks almost identical to before. So ask about daily practice. Are children explicitly taught letter-sound relationships? Are they practicing decoding? Is phonics taught systematically? Are students encouraged to sound out words, or are they mainly reading predictable books and using meaning-based strategies? Because the daily implementation matters more than the marketing language. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to catch teachers doing something wrong. It's to understand how your child is being taught so you can make informed decisions and ask better questions. Because right now, education is in a strange transition period. The research is changing, the laws are changing, teacher training is sometimes changing, but classrooms are not all changing at the same speed. And that means parents can't assume alignment anymore. The good news is, you do not need to become a reading expert overnight. Sometimes asking a few thoughtful questions tells you almost everything you need to know. And if you want to understand the actual reading methods that schools are moving away from, especially the 3Qing and balanced literacy, watch this next video.